Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the important real-life situations in my country Ukraine, and of course I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our history, our culture, our background, or whatever interests you. And today I'm a little bit angry and I want to talk more about Russia, and in particularly Russian dream. I have come across this thing because when I have congratulated some of you with the Day of Independence of the United States, we spoke about this American dream, the fact that you can succeed, achieve fame, money, even when you come from low background. Many of you say that this classical understanding of American dream does not exist anymore. But even if we go away from these standards, frames, typical visions of what is an American dream, I do believe we can describe what is an American dream. And this will be something like having a house, working, the ability to travel. I have a separate vlog where I speak about the Ukrainian dream, that with the development of our middle class, with some positive changes in the Ukrainian society, we can describe a typical Ukrainian dream. That is, once again, to have a house, family, dogs, to be able to travel maybe twice a year to some foreign countries, to discover the world, to educate children. And these are just like typical standard normal things. And in general, when we think of Ukrainian dream as a dream of people, this will definitely be to go in the direction of the European Union, to join NATO, democratization of our society, fighting with corruption, and some other standard normal things that are typical not only for Ukrainian society, but maybe for many normal societies in general. And now when I think about Russia, I try to understand what is a classical Russian dream. And what is a classical vision of, if you have to describe this, even a stereotype, what is it? Well, many of you can joke and say like to get drunk and to fight with your neighbor or to beat your wife, because many Russian stories, anecdotes, films are based on such stories. But even if we try to be reserved and to think about this, what is a classical Russian dream of the population, of the country in general? To rule the world? When we think about the attitudes that are present today in Russian society, this terrifies me sometimes even more than Putin's decisions, because his made decisions do meet the support of people. I understand that some of the questionnaires, some of the statistics can be faked, but in general, the country totally supports this fight against Ukraine and this fight against West. So, is that Russian dream is a mixture of jealousy, like I don't like that you live well in the US, in Ukraine, in Lithuania, in Poland, because they cannot be blind and they must see that people have like better cars, better houses, better washing machines that you can loot and bring home to your dark places. So a mixture of jealousy and the desire to punish. So this kind of, is it that Russian dream is a punishment? To punish. They often say it when we hear the recordings and we read some social media of their soldiers. Many of them say, we have come to educate you, we have come to punish you, you cannot be rebellious, you cannot decide for yourself, and so on. So they also think so not only about Ukraine, not only about many of the post-Soviet countries, but also about the world in general. They want to teach the world how to live. And here is a question. I don't see anything bad in teaching. I'm a teacher myself, but if you have to teach something, you have to know, you have to live the way others want. What can Russian lifestyle teach the world? Sacrifice, ability to adapt to totally bad things, ability to make awful mistakes and to pretend that nothing really happened, ability to produce dictators every 50 years or something. I honestly do not understand. Like sharing is the thing that if you have succeeded in something, you're able to share that with the world. For example, Estonia is really good in digitalization, so they can share the world, share their experience, and that must be useful. Or Ukrainians are good in agriculture, for example, and in battling orcs. So these are the things that we can share with the world, and the smart world will accept this information. But what can Russians share with the world? What is their, how can they dream to teach the world, to punish the world if they don't live exemplary life, if they have not mended everything inside of their society, they did not achieve this average normal level. And when I ask this question today, what is it? A Russian dream, a dream of the country, a dream of the nation. I honestly see that the answer perhaps will be pretty dark. It won't be about becoming independent, becoming richer, becoming more innovative. It will be more about pressure inside the country and outside the country, like this dark matter that steals the light, steals democracy and everything that is ready to develop. If you have any ideas what Russian dream is, it would be interesting for me to read, because I personally do believe that such things as this national concepts, where are we going, what do we want for ourselves, they are really important. When we read about Danish hygge, when we know that Italian and Spanish people, they are very emotional, and sometimes I feel like I belong to that group too. And there are other things like Ukrainians hate when someone dictates what to do. And these national features, they are not stereotypes, they are characteristics. And some good national dreams are important because they are like a portrait of your country, what you want to achieve as a nation. And what does Russia want to achieve as a nation? And today I have read a headline like that Lavrov or somebody else, I'm not very attentive with all this talking orcs and horses, one of their politicians, perhaps Lavrov, said that they can take Alaska back. Of course. The question is, what for? Like, to spread poverty, lack of toilets, and what else on the developed territory? I don't know how come they don't see that to be able to disseminate, to be able to teach, they have to produce something. They have to kind of be an example in something. And for me, Russia is an example of darkness, anger, people that are afraid, fear, some lots of deceives, like when you say it's blue but white but it's black, and a truly Orwellian society. I have read this book by George Orwell, 1984. I have seen a film, an old one, and I did not like it at all, just because it is a really bad, ugly society. But this is a good book. You cannot get pleasure from reading it, but it is important to read it because it actually demonstrates how wrong totalitarian, authoritarian societies are. And this is what we see in present-day Russia. And I honestly hope that in 100 years, they will be able to develop their own new national strategy and their new normal dream, Russian dream, that won't be based on sufferings, fear, and occupation. And coming back to Ukrainian dream, our dream is to live a free and independent life and to try to borrow useful democratic ideas from the countries that support us, maybe to develop our own instruments that will work best for our country. But in general, I can guarantee that Ukrainian dream does not include killing, destroying any nationality, any country, because we value peace and we need peace, but only after we win. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for your subscriptions. And maybe today we will hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm not that much into numbers, but I'm really happy when my platform grows and more people can ask questions and get answers about Ukraine and the situation during these hard times for my country and world globally. Thank you for buying me coffees, for becoming my patrons, and most importantly, for providing ideas and advice. Слава Україні!